In a kingdom where the rivers sparkled like diamonds and the forests whispered secrets to the wind, there lived a wise and just king. His kingdom prospered under his rule, but as the years passed, he grew ill, and no remedy could cure him. Word spread throughout the land of a magical water that could heal any ailment, known as the Water of Life. Determined to save her father, the princess, named Isabella, embarked on a quest to find this elusive cure. Guided by the tales of ancient lore, Isabella journeyed through enchanted forests and treacherous mountains, her heart filled with hope and determination. Along the way, she encountered many trials and challenges, but she persevered, driven by her love for her father. After many days of travel, Isabella reached the edge of a vast desert, where she found a hidden oasis shimmering in the sunlight. And there, beneath the shade of a towering palm tree, she discovered a well guarded by a fearsome serpent. Undeterred, Isabella approached the serpent with courage and respect, offering it a golden apple as a token of her goodwill. And to her surprise, the serpent accepted her gift and allowed her to draw water from the well. With the water of life in hand, Isabella hurried back to the kingdom, where her father lay weak and frail upon his bed. With trembling hands, she lifted the cup to his lips and watched as the magical water worked its wonders, restoring him to health and vitality. As the king rose from his bed, renewed and rejuvenated, he gathered his people before him and proclaimed Isabella as the true hero of the kingdom. And though she had faced many dangers on her quest, she knew that the greatest reward of all was the love and gratitude of her father and her people. From that day forth, the kingdom flourished under the reign of the king and his beloved daughter. And though the water of life had saved the king's life, it was Isabella's courage, kindness, and unwavering determination that had truly brought light and hope to the land. In a kingdom nestled among emerald hills and shimmering lakes, there lived a king blessed with 12 daughters, each more beautiful than the last. Yet, despite their grace and charm, the princesses harbored a secret. They danced through the night in a hidden realm, their slippers worn thin with every clandestine escapade. Perplexed by the mysterious disappearance of their shoes, the king issued a decree, promising a princely sum and the hand of his eldest daughter to any man who could unravel the enigma. Brave knights and cunning adventurers flocked to the palace, but none could uncover the truth. Among the suitors was a humble cobbler named Liam, whose kind heart and keen eye caught the attention of the youngest princess, Alara. Determined to solve the riddle, Liam fashioned a pair of enchanted shoes, crafted to withstand the rigors of the princess's nightly revels. That very evening, as the moon rose high in the sky, Liam followed the princesses to their secret chamber, hidden beneath the roots of an ancient oak tree. With bated breath, he watched as they donned their shimmering gowns and slipped on the shoes he had crafted. As the princesses danced with unparalleled grace, Liam marveled at their beauty, his heart filled with admiration. Yet, as the night wore on, he noticed a sadness in their eyes, a longing for freedom beyond the confines of their gilded cage. Moved by compassion, Liam revealed himself to the princesses, offering them a chance to escape their father's strict rule. With tears of gratitude, they accepted his offer, and together, they embarked on a journey to a distant land where they could dance beneath the stars without fear of retribution. Upon their arrival, Liam and the princesses built a new kingdom, a realm where music and laughter echoed through the streets, where every soul danced to the rhythm of their own hearts. And though they left behind the comforts of their old life, they found true happiness in the freedom to live and love as they pleased. As for the king, he mourned the loss of his daughters but took solace in the knowledge that they had found their own path to happiness. And so, the tale of the 12 dancing princesses became a legend, a testament to the power of love, kindness, and the enduring spirit of adventure. In the vast and mystical land of Russia, where snow-capped mountains met endless forests and the northern lights danced across the sky, there lived a young maiden named Anastasia. She was known throughout the village for her beauty and grace, but it was her kind heart and gentle spirit that truly set her apart. One winter's eve, as Anastasia wandered through the forest, she stumbled upon a magnificent falcon with feathers as black as the midnight sky and eyes as bright as the stars. Enthralled by its beauty, she approached the falcon with caution, marveling at its strength and majesty. To her surprise, the falcon spoke to her in a voice as soft as the wind, revealing itself to be Finis, the enchanted prince of the skies. Cursed by an evil sorcerer, Finis was condemned to spend his days as a falcon until he could find true love and break the spell that bound him. Moved by compassion and empathy, Anastasia vowed to help Finis break the curse and reclaim his human form. Together, they embarked on a quest to seek out the feather of the mighty falcon, which was said to hold the key to undoing the sorcerer's magic. Their journey took them through enchanted forests and treacherous mountains, where they faced trials and tribulations beyond imagination. But through their courage and determination, they persevered, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. At last, they reached the top of the tallest mountain, where they found the nest of the legendary falcon. With trembling hands, Anastasia plucked a single feather from the nest, its iridescent beauty shining in the sunlight. As she held the feather in her hand, a brilliant light filled the sky, and Finis' true form was revealed before her eyes. With tears of joy streaming down her face, Anastasia embraced her beloved prince, their love and devotion breaking the sorcerer's curse once and for all. From that day forth, Anastasia and Finis ruled over the land together, their kingdom blessed with prosperity and peace. And though their journey had been long and difficult, they knew that as long as they had each other, they could overcome any obstacle that stood in their way. In a land where winter reigned supreme, nestled amidst towering pine trees and blankets of snow, there lived a humble woodcutter named Ivan. His axe sang through the frosty air, splitting logs with precision as he toiled day and night to provide for his family. One bitter winter's eve, as Ivan ventured deep into the heart of the forest in search of firewood, he stumbled upon a sight that took his breath away. Amidst a glade bathed in moonlight stood a maiden of ethereal beauty, her skin as fair as freshly fallen snow and her eyes as blue as the winter sky. Entranced by her otherworldly presence, Ivan approached the maiden with reverence, his heart pounding with wonder. She smiled at him, her lips the color of rose petals, and Ivan knew in that moment that he had encountered something truly magical. The maiden introduced herself as Sneguroshka, the snow maiden, born of frost and moonlight. She spoke of her longing to experience the warmth of human companionship, to feel the touch of a gentle hand and the warmth of a loving embrace. Touched by her plight, Ivan welcomed Sneguroshka into his home, where she was greeted with open arms by his wife, Katya, and their children. Together, they shared tales by the crackling fire, their laughter echoing through the humble cottage like the tinkling of ice crystals. As days turned into weeks, Sneguroshka became like a daughter to Ivan and Katya, her laughter bringing joy to their hearts even in the coldest of winters. But as the days grew longer and the sun climbed higher in the sky, Ivan noticed a change in Sneguroshka. Her once vibrant complexion began to pale, and her laughter grew fainter with each passing day. Fearful for her well-being, Ivan sought the advice of the village wise woman, who revealed the truth of Sneguroshka's existence. Born of frost and moonlight, Sneguroshka's very essence was tied to the winter months. As the seasons changed and the warmth of spring thawed the icy grip of winter, Sneguroshka's life force waned, her fragile form fading like a snowflake in the sun. Heartbroken by the revelation, Ivan and Katya vowed to cherish every moment they had left with Sneguroshka, filling her days with love and laughter until the inevitable arrival of spring. And when the time finally came for Sneguroshka to return to the realm of frost and snow, she left behind memories as precious as diamonds in the snow. Though Sneguroshka's time with them was fleeting, her spirit lived on in the hearts of Ivan and Katya, a reminder of the beauty and magic that can be found even in the darkest of winters. And so, the legend of the Snow Maiden lived on, a testament to the enduring power of love and friendship. In a quaint village nestled beside a winding river in the heart of Germany, there lived a young fisherman named Klaus. His days were spent casting his net into the cool waters, hoping for a bountiful catch to provide for his family. One moonlit night, as Klaus sat by the river's edge mending his nets, he heard a soft, melodious voice calling out to him from the depths of the water. Intrigued, he leaned closer, his heart pounding with curiosity. To his amazement, rising from the shimmering surface of the river, appeared a beautiful maiden with long flowing hair the color of the water itself. Her eyes sparkled like sapphires in the moonlight, and her voice was as gentle as a summer breeze. "I am the water nixie," she said, her voice echoing in Klaus's ears like the sweetest of melodies. "And I have watched over this river for centuries, guiding its waters and protecting its inhabitants." Enchanted by her beauty and captivated by her words, Klaus found himself drawn to the water nixie, eager to learn more about her mysterious world beneath the waves. As they talked through the night, Klaus discovered that the water nixie was not only a guardian of the river but also a keeper of its secrets and its stories. She shared with him tales of lost treasures hidden in the depths, of ancient spirits that dwelled among the reeds, and of the magic that flowed through every ripple and eddy. But as the first light of dawn began to break across the horizon, the water nixie's form began to shimmer and fade, like mist melting beneath the sun's rays. With a sorrowful smile, she bid farewell to Klaus, promising to return to him whenever he called upon her. And as she disappeared beneath the surface of the water, Klaus knew that he would never forget the night he met the water nixie, and the magic that had touched his heart. From that day forth, Klaus continued to fish in the river, but now he did so with a newfound reverence for the waters and all the creatures that called it home. And though he may never see the water nixie again, he took comfort in the knowledge that she would always be there, watching over him and guiding him on his journey through life. In a distant land where the winters were long and harsh, there bloomed a tiny blue flower unlike any other. Its petals shimmered like sapphires in the sunlight, and its fragrance filled the air with a sweet, enchanting scent. Legend whispered of the flower's magical properties to those who plucked it from the frozen earth. It was said to grant a single wish, no matter how impossible it seemed. One frosty morning, a young maiden named Elena ventured into the forest in search of firewood to warm her family's hearth. As she wandered among the snow-covered trees, she stumbled upon the little blue flower, its delicate petals peeking out from beneath a blanket of frost. Filled with wonder and curiosity, Elena reached out to touch the flower, and to her amazement, it glowed with a soft, ethereal light. With a flutter of her heart, she made a wish for the health and happiness of her ailing mother, who lay bedridden with a mysterious illness. No sooner had Elena uttered her wish than the little blue flower began to shimmer and glow, its petals unfurling to reveal a tiny fairy with wings as delicate as gossamer. The fairy smiled at Elena with eyes as bright as stars and whispered a promise to grant her wish. With a wave of her wand, the fairy disappeared, leaving Elena with a sense of hope and anticipation in her heart. And sure enough, when she returned home, she found her mother sitting up in bed, her cheeks rosy with health and vitality. Overjoyed by her mother's miraculous recovery, Elena vowed to cherish the little blue flower and its gift of healing for all eternity. And though the flower faded and withered with the changing of the seasons, its magic lived on in the hearts of all who knew its tale. And so, the legend of the little blue flower spread throughout the land, a symbol of hope and renewal in the darkest of times. And though many sought to find the flower and claim its magic for themselves, none could ever match the pureness of Elena's heart or the depth of her love for her mother. In the heart of an ancient kingdom, where marble columns rose to meet the sky and olive trees danced in the breeze, there lived a young maiden named Persephone. She was the beloved daughter of Demeter, the goddess of the harvest, and her laughter echoed through the fields as she tended to the flowers and fruits. One day, as Persephone wandered through the meadows, she came upon a cluster of pomegranate trees, their branches heavy with ripe fruit. Entranced by their ruby-red seeds glistening in the sunlight, she plucked a single seed and tasted its sweetness. Unbeknownst to Persephone, the pomegranate seed held a powerful enchantment, woven by Hades, the god of the underworld. With each bite, Persephone unwittingly sealed her fate, binding herself to the realm of shadows and darkness. As the sun dipped below the horizon, a great chasm opened in the earth, and Hades emerged, his chariot drawn by coal-black steeds. With a swift motion, he whisked Persephone away to the underworld, leaving her mother, Demeter, grief-stricken and desolate. For months, Demeter mourned the loss of her daughter, her sorrow casting a shadow over the land. The once lush fields withered and died, and famine gripped the kingdom in its icy grasp. In her despair, Demeter beseeched Zeus, the king of the gods, to intervene and rescue Persephone from the clutches of Hades. Moved by her anguish, Zeus agreed to negotiate with Hades, but the god of the underworld was unwilling to release his captive. In the end, a compromise was reached. Persephone would spend half of the year with Hades in the underworld, where she would reign as queen of the shadows. But for the other half of the year, she would return to the world above, bringing with her the warmth of spring and the promise of new life. And so, the cycle of the seasons was born, a testament to the power of love and sacrifice. Each year, as Persephone emerged from the depths of the underworld, the earth rejoiced, bursting forth with flowers and fruits in celebration of her return. And though the pomegranate seed had bound her to the realm of shadows, Persephone's spirit remained free, a beacon of hope and resilience in a world filled with darkness and despair. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled beneath the branches of a mighty oak tree, there lived a young girl named Lily. Lily's family had tended to the village's nut tree for generations, and it was said to hold a special magic that granted wishes to those who cared for it with love and kindness. From the moment she could walk, Lily felt a deep connection to the nut tree, spending her days playing beneath its leafy canopy and listening to its whispered secrets. She would often sing to the tree, her voice mingling with the rustle of the leaves and the chirping of the birds. As the years passed, Lily's bond with the nut tree only grew stronger, and she became known throughout the village as the girl with the golden touch. For whenever she tended to the tree, pruning its branches, watering its roots, and nurturing its growth, the nuts it bore would be larger and more plentiful than ever before. One crisp autumn morning, as Lily wandered through the orchard, she stumbled upon a cluster of golden nuts hanging from a low-hanging branch. With a gasp of delight, she plucked one from the tree and held it in her palm, marveling at its shimmering hue. In that moment, Lily made a wish for the happiness and prosperity of her village and all who dwelled within its borders. And as she closed her eyes and whispered her wish to the golden nut, a warm glow enveloped her, filling her heart with joy and hope. From that day forth, the village flourished, its fields yielding bountiful harvests and its people living in harmony with nature. And though the golden nut had granted Lily's wish, its magic lived on in the hearts of all who knew its story, inspiring kindness, generosity, and the belief in the power of dreams. And so, the legend of the little nut tree and the girl who tended to it with love and care became known far and wide, a testament to the magic that lies within the simplest of things and the beauty of a heart filled with love. In a kingdom where elegance and refinement were prized above all else, there lived a prince who longed to find a true princess to share his throne. But despite his efforts, he had yet to meet a princess who could pass the test set forth by his discerning mother, the queen. One stormy night, as lightning streaked across the sky and thunder rumbled in the distance, a weary traveler sought shelter at the palace gates. Drenched from head to toe and claiming to be a princess, the traveler begged for refuge from the storm. Intrigued by the stranger's claims, the prince welcomed her into the palace, where the queen devised a clever test to determine her authenticity. She ordered the servants to prepare a bed for the traveler in the tallest tower of the palace, where a single pea was placed beneath 20 layers of mattresses and 20 feather beds. If the traveler was indeed a true princess, the queen reasoned, she would be so sensitive that even the tiniest discomfort would disturb her sleep. And so, with bated breath, the prince and his mother waited the results of their test. As the night wore on and the storm raged outside, the traveler tossed and turned in her luxurious bed, unable to find a comfortable position. Despite the softness of the mattresses and the warmth of the blankets, she felt as though there was something hard and lumpy beneath her. Come morning, the traveler emerged from the tower with dark circles under her eyes and a weary expression upon her face. With a sigh, she confessed to the prince and the queen that she had barely slept a wink, tormented by a strange sensation beneath her mattress. Delighted by her honesty and humility, the prince knew that he had found his true princess at last. Without hesitation, he knelt before the traveler and asked for her hand in marriage, knowing that she possessed the sensitivity and grace befitting of a royal bride. And as the storm clouds cleared, and the sun emerged from behind the clouds, the prince and the princess were married in a grand ceremony, their love a testament to the power of honesty, kindness, and compassion. And though she may have been a princess by birth, it was the purity of her heart that truly made her worthy of her title, a shining example for all who crossed her path. In a quaint cottage nestled amidst a snowy forest, lived two sisters, Snow White and Rose Red. Snow White was gentle and fair, with hair as white as snow, while Rose Red was spirited and kind, with locks as red as the deepest rose. Together, the sisters roamed the forest, their laughter echoing through the trees as they gathered wildflowers and tended to the woodland creatures. One winter's eve, as they sat by the hearth, a gentle knock sounded at the door. To their surprise, a great bear stood outside, his fur gleaming white in the moonlight. Though initially startled, Snow White and Rose Red welcomed the bear into their home, offering him warmth and shelter from the cold. As the days passed, the bear became a beloved companion to the sisters, joining them on their woodland adventures and protecting them from any danger that lurked in the shadows. Snow White and Rose Red grew to love the bear as if he were a member of their own family. One spring morning, as the snow began to melt and the forest awakened with new life, the bear bid farewell to the sisters, his true form revealed to be that of a noble prince under a wicked enchantment. Grateful for the kindness and hospitality shown to him, the prince promised to return one day and bestow upon them a great reward. Years passed, and the sisters continued to live in harmony with the forest, their bond of sisterhood unbreakable, and their hearts filled with love for all creatures. One day, as they wandered through the woods, they stumbled upon a sparkling stream, where a magnificent sight awaited them. Beneath the clear waters of the stream lay a trove of precious gems and jewels, gleaming like stars in the sunlight. Snow White and Rose Red marveled at the beauty before them, their eyes wide with wonder. Suddenly, a familiar voice rang out from the trees, and the prince emerged from the shadows, his enchantment lifted and his true form restored. With a smile, he revealed that the treasure was his gift to the sisters, a token of gratitude for their kindness and generosity. Overjoyed, Snow White and Rose Red embraced the prince, their hearts brimming with happiness and gratitude. Together, they returned to the cottage, where they lived happily ever after, surrounded by the love of each other and the beauty of the forest. And so, the tale of Snow White and Rose Red became legend in the land, a testament to the power of kindness, friendship, and sisterly love to overcome any obstacle and bring joy to the world.